I lost 150 gigabytes of footage from the Amalfi Coast, which by the way is one of the most beautiful places on earth, and I lost all that footage. I'm never getting it back, and there's nothing I can do about it. But I learned a couple of things from this situation that I want to share with you guys so that when this happens to you, that you are prepared. Notice that I said when, because trust me, if you are a photographer, a filmmaker, or any kind of content creator, this will happen to you as well. And I don't want to scare you guys, but imagine how many files you transfer every year. Thousands of photos and footage back and forth from hard drives, SD cards, computers, cameras, and all that. So at some point, things will go wrong. So you have to be prepared and set up everything so that when it happens, you can get back footage and not lose everything permanently. So yeah, I just want to share 3 things that I learned from this process that can help you either prevent this from happening or it can help you get back footage that you already lost. Alright, so the first tip is the most boring and the most obvious one. Structure your folders immediately, because if you have time to dump over all the footage, you also have time to change the folder names and to basically structure everything and be more organized. Don't be lazy, don't get too comfortable. Please always double check, never format any card without double checking, and just be 100% sure before you delete things, transfer things. Just make sure that every time that you drag a folder to another folder that you know what you're doing. My second tip though is using Time Machine. So Time Machine is basically a super nice way for Mac users to back up things automatically every hour, every day, every week, and every month. And you can also go into the settings and change the frequency of the backups. The cool thing is that Time Machine is basically all the time backing up your stuff to the recent updated version of your computer. So let's say that you delete a file today, then you can just go back 1 hour or 2 hours or 3 hours back in time to basically get back that folder that you deleted. So you can travel back in time, if you will, and restore a folder that you just deleted. And that is super nice. And the oldest backups are always deleted when the backup disk is full. So yeah, you should always be aware of that as well. But if you have enough space on your computer, then this is not an issue. Just make sure to have set this up in a proper way. And of course, don't put all your trust in Time Machine. Do some backing up yourself, but using this as a safety net is highly recommended. Yeah, use it for what it's worth. It's free. The only downside of it is that it takes a little bit space, but I think it's worth it, especially if you are a content creator dumping over footage all the time. So yeah, use Time Machine and be structured with your folders. Alright, so last tip is basically downloading Disk Drill or 4D Dig. I will leave a link to both of them in the description. But these 2 programs will help you scan your computer for deleted folders and deleted files. And it will work if you, for example, delete your trash can or delete something on your SD card. You can be able to get things back even though you already deleted them. But in my case, it was a little bit more difficult because I basically replaced a folder which was full of my footage from the Amalfi Coast with a folder that I had on my SD card that had the same name. So I basically just, replaced footage, and therefore the software had issues with finding the files or the folder that I was looking for. And there's nothing I can do about that, but if I had set up the Time Machine, I would have had everything there. So I bought 4D Dig and I paid like $60 for it. Is it worth it? For me, it was not worth it, unfortunately, but I think that it was worth the try, because if I would have gotten back the footage, then of course $60 isn't much. Yeah, so it depends on the situation. But to summarize everything, I would say this. First of all, you should always be careful with your footage. If you have time to dump over footage, you also have time to structure it and rename the folders all the time. Do it. Never be lazy, never get too comfortable, because you never know when that day comes where you lose your footage and then you will regret it. So that's the first thing. The second thing is use Time Machine. It's free. All it costs you is a little bit extra space, but it's worth it, and you can always go back and delete backed up that you don't need. And so I think Time Machine is a good app to know how to use. And the third is, if you already lost your footage and you already had everything else in place, then it would be way easier for all these third-party softwares to actually find the file or the folders that you are looking for. In my case, I didn't. I got too comfortable, I got too lazy, and I paid the price. So that is it for this video though. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got something out of it. Thank you guys for watching. Have a beautiful day. Peace.